Hey friends, I am back today. It's Meridy here with Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and I am here with our 6th process layout using the Bubble Gum and Swizzle Sticks Limitless and Essentials kits. And today I am going to scrapbook another school picture. This one is my son doing homework in kindergarten. And I picked a few pieces of embellishments I know I want to use. Don't be afraid to color outside of the lines. Problem solver, achieve, back to school. Oop, that says back to school too, and a little library card, and superstar student. So I have that ephemera that I'm going to use and that picture that I want to use. And then let's see, I have my alphabet stickers. I wonder if I can spell homework. I think I can, so I'm gonna go ahead and write the word homework on my little ruler, so I've just got my title all ready when it's time for it on my layout. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna get another layout and just write another ruler, I'm sorry, and just write the year, because I am realizing that I've done a great job at using up my alphas this month, but not necessarily the numbers. So I'm gonna start using some of those numbers. 2020, this was 2021. Okay, now I believe I can put this back. I've got my little stencil here, but I might not use that today. I've of course got my stamp sets. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those, and my stencil, which I used yesterday. I'm not sure I'm going to use it again today. I still have some of my vintage buttons left. I have a whole bunch of ephemera here, and I'm going to put this piece in there because I might use it. I've got all my trims that came in this month's kit, my sequin mix, my flat back pearl mix, my shimmers, paints, color vibes, and Alpha Magic, and some more mixed media that I pulled this month. And then of course I have a lot of scraps left from this kit so far, all of these various scraps of paper and stickers, the mercantile stickers and the birthday boy stickers. Just gonna set them off to the side for now. This cardstock right here I pulled from my stash because it matched the layout I did yesterday. So it's just in here with the kit. But this is the paper that I want to use on my layout today, because it's of course a bunch of stars, which is perfect for school. And I think I want this to be the it's yellow suns on the back side, but I think I want this to be the base of my entire layout because it's colorful and I like the stars. So I like that, but I need to tone it down just a little because it's really bright to me right now. So I'm not sure if I'm going to tone it down by maybe painting over it, some acrylic paint, or maybe I can put some strips of paper, like longer, like almost like color blocking, just to kind of break up the stars. Maybe I could put 3 giant strips of paper across here. I know this blue is not from the kit, it's from my stash. Let's see, I'm not sure. I kind of like that idea though. Maybe I can make like really long tags, just 3 of them, red, yellow, and blue. I don't think I need any of these. I don't want to use this because it's just more pattern on pattern and it's just too much for me. I don't need to use the cars, again, pattern on pattern, and I just prefer this red than the stripes anyway. I would like to save this card paper to use the cars. I like the cars on that. I really like these cut aparts too. But I do think that this cut apart with the printed alphabet is better than the cursive alphabet since he is in kindergarten in those pictures. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. I could use some of this dark blue, but I just really love the bright blue so much better. It's happier to me for this picture. There's so much color, there's colorfulness in that picture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 3 giant tags, I think. And I'm gonna cut 3.5 inches off at first to see if that is a good size. It might not be, so I might cut it down more in a minute, but we'll start with 3.5 inches. And I'm not even gonna cut the length yet because I don't know the length. And I really love this paper. I am eventually going to use it on the bottle cap side before I dwindle it all down to nothing here. But today it's getting used on the red side again. And then I don't know if I want them in this order or this order. I kind of like it like this. Now, I think 3.5 inches is a little too wide because I can hardly see any of my background paper. So I'm actually gonna go and cut these down to 3-inch long strips. And since I've done that, I need to decide how wide I want these, like how far across the back I want them to span. Let me see how many inches long this is, because this is the shortest one. This is 10.25 inches long, and I think once I get my picture over it, like that might be a pretty good length if they were each 10.25 inches long, or even 10 inches long, just to make it easy and round numbers. Maybe I want them staggered or overlapping. I'm not sure. I kind of like them staggered, like one longer, shorter, and in the middle. I'm gonna cut this one to 9 inches long. So it's 3 inches wide and 9 inches long, and I'm gonna cut this one to 9.5 inches long, so that it's 3 inches wide and 9.5 inches long. And then I'm gonna need to come in here and cut the corners off. So I think I'm just gonna pick an angle and cut it, just one little corner off, and then I will just match that angle against all of the papers. And that way I know that they will all be the same. That's just the easiest thing to do. And then I'm not measuring and doing math and all the things. Just set them on top of each other and trace them. Okay, I'm gonna need to put a hole punch. And I'm gonna measure this with a little ruler. I know it's 3 inches across, so I'm gonna put a little dot at the 1.5 inch mark. Okay, and then I can easily take my hole punch. This is just a standard office size 1/4 inch hole punch, and do the first one, and then after that I can simply line them up on top of each other to get the other hole punches in the exact same spot. Okay guys, next I want to add, I think, paper reinforcers. This is really simple, easy. These are just in my stash. I will link them. I got them on Amazon. You could get them at Walmart or anywhere. They just really add that finished look to when you're creating tags. I also have a punch that punches a paper reinforcer, so I could punch a paper reinforcer out of any pattern of paper that I have. But with these white ones, first of all, these are a lot easier to get if you don't have a punch, so I'm using these for the video. But if you wanted, you could ink up these with ink to be different colors and match any layout as well. I mean, I know it isn't pattern paper, but you can ink these with ink, just getting the white ones. So I really like plain white paper reinforcers. having that in my stash. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and mount my photo on white as well. Let me grab a piece of paper. And I will be right back when I get this matted. Okay guys, so this is the basic bones of my layout here. Maybe I'll move these tags more together and put my picture over a bigger section. I'm not too sure yet. Let's see, I've got lots of things to work with here before I decide how I want to lay out my tags. So for instance, I have this little paper here, and I don't want to cover up much of my picture because I like seeing all the things in this picture, so I don't really want to cover it up a lot. But I'm fine tucking things underneath and overlapping things. And I'm thinking I want these maybe a little spaced out. Let's see. I also really like this one because he is coloring in the picture. It says color outside of the, don't be afraid to color outside of the lines. And then maybe I don't need this 2021 after all. There's an awful lot of words happening here. So I'm not sure that I like it. And I don't think I like the red on red title. And this is blue on blue so much down here. Maybe I need to switch the red with the blue. I could get behind that switch. Okay, I think I need to step away from this for a little bit because now it looks weird, the blue on top to me. So I think I need to step away and come back and look at this with some fresh eyes. So I'm gonna clean up around my area and come back and see what I think. I will be back in a little bit. All right, guys, I switched this around. I looked at it. It's the next day now. Like, I'm not even filming this the same day as I was filming the beginning of this video because I had to step away and see what it is that I wasn't liking. And I think I just am trying to put too many things on here. I really like the blue one at the bottom, so I think I'm gonna keep it at the bottom. Okay. And I think I've just got too many pieces that I'm trying way too hard to put on here, and lots of words that I don't need that many words. So let me start over, kind of. And then I'm just gonna try not to put so many words. Like, I love this card so much, but I just think it's so big to make the whole thing show. So maybe I just need like to not put it on this layout. And I really do like this coloring outside of the lines. And one of the only places it can go is either here or either there or there. So I kind of like it over there because I don't mind that it's covering up the nothingness in the background of my picture. Okay, I'm not really gonna put that on there yet. Superstar student, I don't mind putting that on there. And again, the stuff that doesn't have so many words, is fine with me, but I'm getting like so many words here. So aha, that helps balance it. I have like 1, 2, 3 different clusters. I think this is going to help, moving some of that up there. I don't want to cover up my picture much either, because I want to be able to see what he was working on. So I feel like I have lots of needs in this layout. Okay, I kind of do like my title going down the side like that. I think I can put that under there. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. And I do like the 2021 on the red tone on tone, because I think it just doesn't, it's not so in your face when it's the tone on tone there with the red. Let me see some other pieces in here. Do I need a little bit of trim across here? I'm going to also tie 3 bows. I'm going to double them so they're a little thick through the 3 tags. I'm going to tilt these bows sideways before I adhere them down. And I'm going to make their tails really short. Okay, so I think I'm going to kind of adhere what I have. I'm not too sure about this trim yet. This is just a little too bright. I'll add a little bit of this one to it. Let me go adhere down what I've got so far, and I will be right back. Okay, I think I do need this superstar student in here somehow. Just because I need a little more color and interest in here. And I'm gonna grab all of my little tags that I have here and all my little pieces of ephemera, and I'm gonna go through them and see what else fits with this. So I'm gonna do that off camera so you don't have to watch me, but I will show you what I find out of here. Let's see if I can get them all. Yeah, I'll show you what I find out of here in just a second. I found a few things that I could use on this layout for sure. I've got the bottom of this little tag ticket that I put up there. So this can be some sort of little layer. I'm not too sure about that trim yet. I do like this school rules, but again, I'm running out of places to put all these things with lots of words. Do like this one. Almost to kind of just bring it down like one big embellishment cluster across the page instead of 3 little ones. I feel like I could just bring the whole cluster together possibly. Nope, this is way too big. I think I'm doing a good job of joining them together right now. And I don't feel like I need this anywhere. Oh, my stack of books. This is a good one. I just need to find somewhere to tuck it in. It just looks like a lot up there. I think I'm gonna try fussy cutting these books out and using them more like an embellishment, like a little piece of, like a little die cut instead of like a little label. I think I'll have an easier time adding them in. Oh yeah, this is gonna be much better to add those in. I'm gonna get the rest of this adhered down and come back and see how this looks. I'm also gonna adhere down my letters, my titles, everything, and I will be back shortly. I got everything adhered down, and this layout looks odd to me, but I really think it's because I am so used to having white paper in the background that I'm just not used to seeing the patterned paper in the background. And what I'm doing now is I'm thinking if maybe I should put a tiny piece of this through this tag, because I've already used so much red twine. I don't really want to use red twine again. So I think that this could look nice. And I'll just adhere that down right there. And I'm not tying it around it. I'm just sliding it through the hole of the tag, because the more I tie it and make it lumpy and bumpy, like it's just too lumpy. So instead, I would rather just slide it through the tag. And the desire for me to come in with ink and like ink behind these pieces like I did on my other layout this month is great. So I think I'm not going to do that though. Instead, I think I'm just going to trim a little bit off of all four sides of this layout, and I'm going to mat this layout on a solid color of cardstock, because I'm just so not used to having patterned backgrounds that it's just feeling like very busy to me. And I think matting it on a solid color cardstock will help that. It will give it like a border and a little bit of like an end to the page instead of it just being all patterned. So I need to go pick what color cardstock. I'm either thinking yellow or red. So I will be right back. All right, you guys, I have two options here. I have red, which I really love. And then I have this navy blue, the same color I used yesterday, which I also love. And I don't know which one I love more. I'm sure you're all screaming at me through the video to pick a color. I really, really like the red, and it really says elementary school to me, but I think the blue is going to win because it's just a little more subtle and more my style. I think I'm going to go with the blue and just have it be a toned down mat on my layout. So again, I'm going to gut the paper so that I can use the rest of this inside with this kit. I'm just going to continue keeping this with the kit because it matches really well. And I will get this adhered, and I think this is going to help me with that feeling that the patterned background was so busy. I think this is really going to tone it down for me. Yes, I really like how that is turning out. So with that, I am going to finish this layout. If you were inspired by this layout, whether if it was to recreate this layout exactly how I did using your Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks kit, or maybe you were just inspired to pull out and use your Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks kit, or to use tags on a layout with your own supplies, or whatever you are inspired to do from my video today, we would love to see it in our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group. And if you enjoyed my process video and want to see more like this, I try to make about 8 process videos a month using our current month's kit here at Not Just for Boys. So you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we also have a subscription option available to our kit club. You can either go to our website and just buy a kit, one off, if there are any left. Sometimes they sell out a little quick. Or you can subscribe and automatically get a kit shipped to your house once a month. So, and we have subscriptions for our Limitless Kit, our Essentials Kit, or our paper add-on. You can do any combination of those. I will leave all of the links to all of those things in the description of this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you back here in a couple days with my 7th process video using our Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks kits. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.